Today, we delve into the dark and shadowy world beneath our homes, where basements, often forgotten and neglected, can become the stage for the most terrifying and unexplainable events. These tales come from those who have faced eerie and supernatural occurrences in the depths of their basements. From ghostly apparitions to unsettling noises, these basement horror stories will make you rethink what's lurking below. So, dim the lights, make sure your basement door is locked, and get ready for 3 terrifying true tales of basement hauntings. As always, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more spine-chilling content. Now let's dive into the first story, that's Story 1, The Echoes of the Past. In a historic home in New England, the basement had been used as a storage area for generations. Emily, the current owner, had always found it unsettling. She frequently heard the sounds of footsteps and whispers coming from below, even though the basement was always empty when she checked. The noises were subtle at first, almost like echoes of the past, but over time they grew more persistent and disquieting. One particularly eerie night, Emily decided to confront the unsettling sounds head-on. Armed with a flashlight and her courage, she ventured down the creaky stairs. The air was icy, and a palpable sense of dread filled the space. The whispers, which had been faint, now formed coherent phrases such as, "Help us," and "It's not too late." Shadowy figures seemed to flit in and out of view, adding to the eerie atmosphere. Determined to uncover the source of these disturbances, Emily spent hours researching the house's history. To her shock, she discovered that during the early 1900s, the basement had been a secret meeting place for a group of reformers who had faced a tragic and violent end. The reformers had been betrayed, leading to their untimely demise in the basement. Feeling a deep sense of responsibility, Emily decided to hold a seance in the basement, hoping to offer the spirits the closure they so desperately needed. The night of the seance was filled with an intense energy, as if the very walls were holding their breath. Emily and a group of friends communicated with the spirits, offering them words of comfort and seeking to release their lingering attachments. After that night, the whispers ceased and the basement fell into an eerie but peaceful silence. Emily found a new sense of calm in the space, although visitors to her home still occasionally felt an unsettling presence when they descended into the basement. The story of the reformers became a poignant reminder of the past and the need for closure. Story 2, The Basement of Shadows. In an old Victorian house in the Midwest, Mark had always been unnerved by the basement. Strange occurrences began shortly after he moved in. Unexplained cold spots, flickering lights, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. The final straw came one evening when Mark heard heavy breathing and muffled cries emanating from the basement. Driven by a mixture of fear and curiosity, Mark decided to investigate. He descended the stairs, each step echoing ominously, and found the basement in its usual state, dusty and cluttered. But the sounds continued, growing louder and more desperate. It was as if a hidden presence was desperately trying to make itself known. One particularly chilling night, as Mark was working in the basement, he saw dark, shadowy figures moving swiftly across the walls. The shadows seemed to take on shapes, hinting at forms that were not entirely human. Paralyzed with fear, Mark fled the basement and sought answers from a local historian who specialized in the house's past. The historian revealed that the basement had once been a secretive space for illegal activities during Prohibition. The basement had witnessed numerous violent encounters, leaving a residual energy that had manifested as the shadowy figures Mark had seen. Mark decided to confront the darkness head-on by performing a cleansing ritual in the basement. He set up candles and incense, reciting prayers and invocations to drive away the lingering spirits. As he prayed, the candles flickered wildly, and a cold wind swept through the basement, carrying with it an eerie chill. Mark saw shadowy figures retreating, but he remained steadfast in his prayers. After the ritual, the oppressive atmosphere seemed to lift, and the basement felt lighter. However, some nights the shadows still appear, a lingering reminder of the space's dark past. The basement became a place where the echoes of its history could still be felt, even if they were no longer as menacing. Story 3, The Phantom Child. In a suburban home, the basement was a typical storage space until Sarah's young daughter began speaking of a sad little boy she saw playing there. Sarah dismissed it as a figment of her child's imagination until she too began experiencing odd phenomena, faint cries and toys moving on their own. One night, Sarah decided to spend some time in the basement with her daughter to uncover the truth. The basement was dimly lit by a single bulb, and the air felt heavy. As they sat together, they saw the apparition of a small child dressed in old-fashioned clothing standing in the corner of the basement. The child's face was mournful, and he seemed to be reaching out for something, or someone. Sarah's research into the house's history revealed a tragic tale. Decades earlier, a young boy had died in the home under mysterious circumstances. His tragic end had left a mark on the basement where he was last seen. Sarah felt a deep empathy for the boy and decided to hold a small memorial in the basement, honoring his memory with candles, flowers, and a few toys. The night of the memorial was filled with a somber and respectful atmosphere. As Sarah and her daughter lit the candles and said prayers, they felt a sense of calm wash over them. The apparition of the child faded away, and the basement seemed to exhale a sigh of relief. Though the sightings of the phantom child ceased, Sarah often felt a sense of quiet remembrance when she visited the basement. The basement became a space of gentle reflection, a place where the memory of the young boy was honored and respected. Sarah's story spread among friends and family, and the basement became a symbol of love and remembrance. If you enjoyed these spine-tingling tales, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more unsettling content. Your support helps us continue to bring you the best in horror storytelling. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that are true. Stay safe and sleep well if you can.